Welcome, one and all, to another PGA Tour season. Look at these four lovely faces that we've assembled here on this board. Some true VIPs in the industry of golf for our season-long PGA Tour fantasy draft. We're joined by the one and only, we'll go to you first, Geoff Fienberg. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing quite well. Nervous. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the holidays, or I haven't done a draft yet. So I'm a little bit nervous. I don't really know what to expect. Maybe the whole live thing, just things happen and people were turned off it. I feel kind of unprepared, but very excited.
I'm excited too. It's going to be good. My first season-long fantasy draft that we're hosting here at DeepDiveGolf and WinDailySports, and it's going to be an interesting one. I think the live factor is definitely something we need to consider. We've of course got James, aka the Degenerate75 of the Showdown Hoedown. How are you, mate?
So like last week, I had my very first quote unquote celebrity moment. I was waiting for some Mexican food to go, and this guy walked up to me kind of sheepishly. He's like, Are you Degenerate75? I'm like, yeah, my name's James. It's like, oh my God, it's you. I've been such a fan of your show. I've been watching you for years. And he literally wanted to take a picture with me. And he's like, I've never met a celebrity. I'm like, dude, I live in Oklahoma City. But now that I'm here on the air with Geoff Fienberg, I kind of see what that guy's doing. I want to just be like, can I get a picture with this guy? I've been a fan of his for so long. And I have been also at the same time pumping up ModelManiac since before it was cool. I've always been a big fan of these two. And me and you, well, we're friends because I've been on the show multiple times now.
That is elite status. I'm down here in New Zealand. I am basically unknown. So Oklahoma City, big smoke compared to New Zealand for sure. But no, it's great to have you on the show. We always appreciate your deep insight and always guiding us to where the donkey chalk is. Byron, ModelManiac, welcome in, my friend. Good to have you here again.
Yes, thank you, boys. Can we all just take a minute, just take a quick smile while I take a screenshot, and then I'm going to blow it up and hang it behind, and then we go, because no, happy to be on here with both of you and obviously Dave, been on here a few times. So looking forward to chopping it up. I'm glad Geoff mentioned that he's underprepared because that's typically when I'm the most nervous. So I wanted to mention that, but I'm feeling great, sipping on some Tipper Chicos here. And it's going to be a phenomenal night of making really bad decisions under the gun.
Well, speaking of decisions, the draft is going live right now. So we'll share the screen. You can see everything as we're going through. Let's go there. Is that good? Can we see? So the way this works, standard snake draft. There's 12 teams in the draft. We've got 10 rounds. We've got a roster of 10 golfers, 4 start each week, and some big decisions obviously to be made in terms of where you start to draft those players who aren't in the signature events, for example. Standard kind of fantasy scoring like DraftKings, so it's not based on money. You get points for birdies, eagles, albatrosses, get points for your wins and your top 10 finishes, etc. Slight uptick for those who finish in the majors in the top 5 or win a major, just given the gravity, obviously, of those events. And it's going to be really, really interesting, especially guys like, for example, John Rahm. I mean, obviously would have gone in the first 4 picks in a typical draft, but now he's on the live tour. Where does he sort of fall? And some big questions that need to be answering. We've seen Ivan with the first pick, obviously Scotty Scheffler, no qualms there. Byron, if you had the first pick, you're obviously on the tail end with the wrap round. If you had the first pick, would you have gone with Scotty?
Yeah. I mean, he's just the undeniable best golfer in the world right now. So, I mean, I don't know, especially considering we might have found a putter. I mean, that's always the Scotty story, isn't it? So I would have gone with him probably.
Yeah, I think he's a no-brainer. And then for me, the 2 spot there, Pickett's has ended up going with Rory McIlroy, which I've got no problem with. For me, it would have been between Rory McIlroy and I'm going to take, which is obviously Victor Hovland. That's the big 3. I mean, you can probably argue whichever order you go, McIlroy, Hovland there for second, third. But I'm quite happy taking Hovland. I think he's obviously found that last aspect of his game with around the green game. James, if you were going to rank those top 3, 1, 2, 3, where would you have gone?
Well, first of all, I can't help but notice that you acknowledge there's a big 3, and you just conveniently got pick number 3. The guy who sets this up gets the 3rd pick. The convenience of that. For me, I would have went Victor just because I'm a wild man. I'm an Oklahoma State dude, so I got Victor in my blood. Then I would have went Scheffler, and then for you're thinking, oh, and then Rory. No, I know a little secret called Rory's a bum, and so I probably would have went anybody but him. I think I would play like neckbeard Cantlay before I would take Rory. I will be the first to acknowledge it's an unreasonable hatred I have towards him, but it's undeniable and it's real.
That is unreasonable, because we were speaking just off the air before we go, and Patrick Cantlay, of course, is a risk to go to live at some point. I mean, and can you imagine your first round pick, Patrick Cantlay, ends up defecting, 2 tournaments into the season, be devastating. Just rating on the 4th pick here, he's got about 12 seconds. What about you, Geoff? Where would you have gone with your first 3 picks?
I think this is about right. I might have taken Victor first, but this sounds about right. I'm on the page, but how do I enter the live draft, boys? Draft room.
Yeah, exactly. A little green button. It took me a good 5 minutes to find it too.
If I just, like my 4th grade teacher said, just try to answer the question yourself before you ask me. Just look a little harder. Read the page again. Then you don't embarrass yourself.
Dude, I always think of the answer to the question I've just emailed off. Like the moment it's flying through the innosphere,
Yeah,
it's
Xander, I would have said like the 4th pick is where you actually have your first real decision, because the guy going 4th, the guy you might take 4th, like I might take 8th, as we rank these next bunch of players, maybe even 9th or 10th. So we will see. We will see. There is a player, not who people would think I would say who I'm most intrigued about going, but seeing a lot of people's drafts, I'm intrigued where, the strategy, I've seen a guy like Eric Cole go so high because people just assume he's going to tee it up every single week and he's a signature event guy. But all of a sudden, who knows, right? He finds out his wife wants to keep him at home. He's making a lot of good money now. Maybe he changes the schedule. I have no idea, but I've seen him go so high in my minimal research and looking at other people's drafts or how other people's drafts have gone.
Yeah. He had a stunning 2023. Let's be honest. He was easily rookie of the year. But I agree. I'm interested to see where he goes. I think there's a few other new, young, upcoming stars, and I think we all know who I'm alluding to with that comment. See where they go, because guys like Patrick Cantlay still on the board here in the 7th pick here, which is it's interesting to see he's falling down, because he seems like
on deck here. So.
Oh man, I'm holding my breath. This dude doesn't take Cantlay. If he takes Cantlay, I'm gonna flip my shit, because I do not want any of these other guys at 8. One time, let that neckbeard fall to me. Yeah. Oh wait. Iceberg's actually a pretty good pick. I don't even, man. These rankings that I have in here are pretty slapdick.
I'm not gonna lie. This is now played out like worst case scenario for me.
Yes.
I'm gonna end the suspense.
I don't like anyone now.
It's
wasn't pumped to take Cantlay, but I think it's a lot better than the alternatives I was gonna get there. That's a good pick too.
Whose rankings?
I don't know. I feel like I got the worst pick on the board. I don't know what to do here. This is not fun.
Did you load these in, Dave?
The pre-rankings from Fantrax. So Fantrax, this is as good as it gets for season 1 fantasy in terms of what there is. It has some quirks, and one of them is the fact that they cover the full season. So Eric Cole is the stud in their pre-rankings. So would certainly recommend pulling up a cheat sheet, maybe from some of the friends that you have over at RotoBaller. I think they've got a couple of cheat sheets out there, but I certainly recommend going off that rather than the Fantrax pre-rankings, because the rankings I've got on my board there are ones that I manually built and loaded in myself.
Well, boys, I might give us our first conversation. I'm real in a pickle, and I just got to trust pedigree, but I this could be horrible.
Tommy's your boy.
Interesting.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I don't know what other people would do here. I needed a pick inside the top 8. I I really
Talk us through Justin Thomas. What's your thinking with that?
I just pedigree, just like last year's the outlier. Embarrassingly enough, I drafted him in the first round of a pool probably last year, 5th overall, like 4th or 5th. I didn't like doing it then. I like it less now. I don't really want to like spoil anything by saying who was up next, but who I almost picked ahead of him, but I just didn't feel comfortable picking those other guys. I guess this is a swing and a miss. I'm playing for the ceiling, but what am I supposed to do? Like pick Tyrrell Hatton here? Like, I don't know. I was in a pretzel. I'll admit it.
The real MVP is that guy at 7 picking old Ludwig. That was a clutch pick. Because I was looking at the rankings, he wasn't on mine, and like honestly, that's a great pick.
Well, Ludwig or Cantley, and then Tom Kim. I may have picked him because I've done some content already saying like he's not a secret, but I was like I picked him to be a breakout player, and he wouldn't have fallen back to me. I don't know. I took JT. Last year's an outlier. Hopefully he wins twice, including a big event, which is kind of what he's done his entire career.
Oh my god!
You guys like hate the pick? Do you guys hate the pick?
No,
I like it. I like it, and here's the reason: you've got those 8 signature events, right? Where the top 50 from last year are kind of getting in consistently. But then outside those 8 events, like what other events are they going to play throughout the year, right? Because it's not the scoring in Fantrax isn't based on money earned, it's based on fantasy points, right? So you want to get some starts. Now, for me, JT's desperate to get into all of those signature events, right? So I think he's playing a ton this year. And I mean, you could potentially be getting a stud who's going off in the top 5 on every other event other than the signature events, because he's going to be playing freaking everything. Don't mind it at all. ModelManiac, talk us through Finau and then Hatton on the turn ring.
Finau is going to be playing in Mexico all on his own, so I might just win that week alone just because of Tony. 18-1 to win that tournament out at Bet365, by the way. And then Tyrrell, I'm going to use him and abuse him and try and get rid of him after the Florida swing. I think he's kind of fizzled out towards the end of the season, but I think rest and relaxation, he needs his R&R big time, and I think he's going to come back ready to rock and roll. He played some really good golf early on in the season and then kind of lost his plots a bit, but I think he'll be back.
Yeah, I feel like Finau's a good buy low at this point. I don't know if he would have gone in the first round for me. He probably would have gone in that second round. I guess that's where you and the turnaround spot have to make that call, right? Of is Finau a top 10 golfer in the world? Is he going to get back to that ranking? And if so, I need to take him in one of these 2 picks here, because otherwise he's not going to come back to me. What about you?
Power Ranger video, where I saw him mash at like 195 ball speed, and I think he's going to be doing a lot more of that now. Going for
Goodness gracious. I got these guys. I'm like, please just don't take these 3 guys I'm looking at. And that's already 1 down. Something tells me Jeff's about to take one of my other 3 here. Getting pretty nervous.
I might. Oops. No, we're going to stay in the draft.
Sahith, what do we think of Sahith so far while Jeff's scrolling?
Big buyer. I'm in. I was hoping he was going to get to me. I was pumped to take him in the second round, but it's obviously not going to work out here.
Yeah. Big boom or bust candidate, obviously. I mean, he's either going to finish top 10 or he's going to miss the cut for you. If that's the sort of golfer that you want, it depends probably on the rest of your build for me. If you've got some more kind of balanced cut makers, and then you can throw someone like Tagala out there who could go and win any tournament that he kind of plays in.
I feel like
obviously the driver is a huge weapon for him, and he's a sharp putter. He's got to make birdies.
What's up, Geoff?
Oh, there it is, boys.
Oh man, that was another one.
Okay, talk me through it.
I was thinking if it was too early to take him. I was literally just having that debate.
I'm not gonna lie, like I don't like my draft position. It has put me in a spot. I don't really love what I've had to do, but I'm incredibly bullish on this guy. And Hatton went behind me on the ladder, as did Finau, and this was sort of next man up. I bet Sahith this week, so I'm pretty high on him. He went right in front of me as well.
And you've already got 2 majors. Justin Thomas is going to win the PGA Championship, right? He wins that every few years. And the Minwoo's, what is he supposed to win the Masters this year that everybody keeps telling me? So.
According to Minwoo, he's actually supposed to win the Masters, the PGA, and the U.S. Open. I'm pretty big on Minwoo this year for a breakout, so I'm happy to draft him in the second round of a fantasy league with friends.
So he's going to have to break out hard because he's not in any signature events right now, is he? Unless he plays really nicely in these early ones. So you're going to be locking up those early Amexes and farmers, Geoff.
I'm in trouble. I don't really have a lot of signature events in either of my first 2 picks, so I could be in big trouble, boys.
But how many signature events are there compared to? There's not more signatures than there are slapdick ones.
There's 8.
No,
So there's eight
signature
total.
events.
Yeah. So I mean, you want your good guys, but I mean, if you're going to knock out the alternate events, Jeff's got us on the ropes here early.
And the key you said is it's not about the money from the events; it's about their fantasy points, which is a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like Russell Henley
Degenerate.
just goes, no
Someday, yeah.
offense. I'm not even saying it's a bad pick. It's just sort of an indictment on where the tour is right now.
Concur.
Does that
Henley?
mean?
Yeah.
Like there should be more better players. People are drafting in fantasy, but I guess Liv took so many of them.
I kind of like the upside that you're getting from Henley. I think he's really transforming his game. Obviously, he's got entrance to all of the signature events, so that's positive. He'll be playing the majors as well. Played pretty well at the Masters as well, so I think we might see him pop up a few leaderboards. And I guess with a lot of my golfers that I'm looking at, that feels like potentially a reach. A lot of the golfers I'm looking for, I'm looking for an elite skill set, right? Like I want someone who's going to bomb the ball. I want someone who's going to find fairways. And Henley answers that last question for me. You know, tournaments like at the Travelers or at the Sony Open, for example, some of those golf courses that really reward accuracy, I can reliably roll out Russell Henley. So I don't mind it. Zalatoris definitely feels like a reach. I agree he's going to play well eventually, but when is the recovery from the back injury? I don't know if I'd be going with him in the second round. I'm coming up now as well. So you guys talk me through Sungjae Im Degenerate.
Yeah, well, first of all, you forgot something about Russell Henley. There's 3 to 4 tournaments a year where Russell Henley's the Scotty Scheffler of the field, right? He loves to go be in those fields where he's the big guy. So in those weeks, he might really clean up. As far as Sungjae, I think Sungjae was real bad in 2023, but the guy still plays all the time, and there's just no way he can be worse than he was last year. So he was like the guy that I was really targeting in the second round. I was pretty relieved to see him get through those last 3 picks and fall to me. So I like him more in the second round than I did my Cantlay pick in the first round.
I mean,
What about you, Byron?
Serious Shriners pedigree there, DJN. Like those 2 boys are going to be balling out there, but that's after.
I'll be there watching them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, Never forget. I did par the first 4 holes at that course. Never forget. Never forget. And I won't even tell you, but I definitely scolded 2 shots and I still managed. So whatever. I'm not here to brag.
We have.
It was a
toss
toss-up.
There needs to be more of is live golf with Twitter people. We all tout it, but no one ever we never see how really bad some of us are. They had that PGA the DFS Open 4 or 5 years ago. That was that was when I was literally a nobody, and I was so jealous. I was like, that seems so cool, and apparently it was a good time. But I don't know. There might have been some warring factions because I don't think that shit ever happened again. I don't really know what happened.
No, it wasn't more. Dude, that was like.
Were you there, Geoff? You might be able to. Drop
I was already down there in Palm Beach that week anyway. But that people like to joke that was a super spreader event for COVID. Like COVID literally started a week after.
That was that week.
Shit.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, that would be.
So that's probably more correlated to why it didn't happen again, not because of whatever.
I'm so jealous of the Scheffler Corey Connors team off the top. I'm jealous of a few of these teams that aren't mine, but especially that one.
It's a good start.
I mean, Matsuyama's going to start like 10 tournaments and then withdraw.
Withdraw to live.
Yeah, or that's obviously a factor as well.
And Fitzpatrick lasted way too long. I was thinking about him or Min Woo. That was probably a miscalculation on my part, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, with my second round pick, I was between Wyndham Clark and Sam Burns, and it was pretty close between the two. Sam Burns went off the board afterwards, which is a bit of a shame. I would have loved for him to come back. I think I'm probably going to go Keegan here. I feel I need someone who's a bit more well-rounded than I'm going to get with Wyndham Clark, because there's some golf courses where Wyndham Clark I'm just simply not going to be able to roll out. I'd probably get forced to if he's in the field, but there's definitely other spots where I'd prefer him.
So are these other 8 people drafting? Like, are they just like watching this stream right now? Like probably drafting with us?
Yeah, probably. I mean, so this is a mix of, we've got WinDailySports experts in here from other sports. We've got WinDailySports customers, Titanic Gambler, who's between yourself, James, and Geoff Fienberg's one of the sharpest guys on Twitter. Really respect him. Game respects game. He's pretty sharp. So, they are probably watching this and can probably see all my rankings on the board right here. So there's some free information for you about where I'm probably going.
If they're looking at my rankings, good luck with that. I just like copied over a bunch of names real quick. All right. So they would hear me if I said you don't need a full 90 seconds to make your pick. They would hear me say that?
I hope so.
All right. Pick it up, you mother fathers.
Just in case you're
quick. I just didn't realize I was kicked out of the draft room on my last pick, but I'll be ready to fire.
So you're saying you auto drafted Minwoo?
No. I didn't realize I wasn't in the draft room when I was actually searching for him. But no, happily drafted.
We'll warn you. We'll give you a warning when you got 30 seconds to go. Just to
I won't. You won't. I won't get down. I won't get down there again. I'll be ready to fire.
So we've got Cam Young going in the third. Real boom or bust pick there. Is Cam Young? Is he in the? No, he won't be. Is he in the signature events?
Yeah, he's playing this week.
Yeah. And you see that picture on Twitter? He looks like he has a big old mop on his head now. Guess he's letting the hair flow now.
Yes.
Just
he's head down,
41st.
Mm.
So he gets into all the signature events. Jeez, he snuck in there, didn't he? I guess he had a decent enough start to his season that he kind of managed to hold on throughout the last 6 months of 2023.
Buddy really used his whole clock here.
I think he said, just because I said something, he's like, I'll use my full 90 seconds. I got nothing to do tonight.
I then go
John
with
Rahm.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Ambitious.
Here's my thinking though, right? Like, is there? I'll get
that might have been an auto pick.
Ooh,
no. He's still there. He's still alive. John Rahm, like, there's a possibility, right, where PGA and Liv suddenly make friends again. The merger gets confirmed. And do we see John Rahm back on the PGA Tour this year? Because then third round, like, John Rahm's an absolute steal. Or is it just like 2024 is done, like they're playing separate, and then 2025 we might get him back if they do it.
Even 2025 seems optimistic to me.
Wow.
Oh snap! It's already my pick. Let's see.
What about you, Geoff? Do you think that possibility that they come back?
Not this year, no. I like that Eric Cole pick.
That's a lot later than I've seen Eric Cole going in other drafts.
Really
as
late.
well.
I don't know.
Eric Cole's gonna be like 22-1 at the Sony next week.
I'm going with Team Chubby Guy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We're a street food team. My squad. Me, Seb, Sung Jae. We're pounding it. We're just pounding street food all day.
I like the build of your team so far, though, right? You've got Canley and Nim, who are just going to be like consistent as hell, and then you've got Striker, who's that boom or bust, can come out and just suddenly win any tournament.
Dude, Bo Hostel just won the third round of a PGA draft. Like, the PGA is broken, folk. Like, they could use that as like one of their arguments. And I love Bo. I stand for Bo. Mayo makes fun of me all the time. But wow. Okay. Yeah, PGA isn't. I love it. I'm still here to lose my money.
All right.
Again, though, right? Like in those non-signature events, how many is Hosler going off in like the top 5 of betting?
Yeah, he was 30-1 in the swing season and with some stuff. I don't know what that correlates to once we get to real golf, but
I don't know what I'm doing. I've lost the plot.
I don't know what I'm doing. Talk me through it.
I don't know. I have no idea what to do in this range right now. This is where my lack of prep is gonna really start showing, because I'm gonna need you to scroll this board more, because I have no idea who's available half the time as well. But I think Nikolai is gonna be good. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna take a page out of Jeff's book here, and you can have him in the non-signatures early, because he's gonna have to play his way into the signatures if he does. And I'll just find randos to try and fill out the rest of that roster. But we could have a situation where we don't have guys full team for a signature event.
Oh shit, that was fast. I mean, whatever. This guy scores fantasy points. Let's go.
the back of the board moving pretty fast there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Back of the board's listening. They're in.
Yeah.
It's these guys in the middle that are like, acting like the future of their franchise depends on this pick.
So who's
I don't mind the start there for you, Byron. I mean, you've got obviously 3 guaranteed into the signature events with the first 3 rounders, and then Nikolai's got the potential obviously to go out. You win one tournament in the year, you're into all the rest of the signature events for the rest of the season, right? So
and he's a birdie machine.
Yeah,
right.
and yeah,
he makes
birdies, eagles. He's got the potential for that as well. Jeff Kitayama, talk me through that in your 4th round. Did you expect to take Kitayama in the 4th round?
Yeah, just best player available. Like for me, he just was the guy that just sort of ranked the highest, splitting hairs. Obviously, the access to the elevated events is important.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Lowry.
I'm not thrilled.
Brick. Sorry, go for it.
You're not thrilled with him?
Yeah, I'm just not thrilled with I didn't make that pick with a smile. I promise you.
I was really hoping that Norman would come back to me, but the other Dave has sniped him there. I think Norman's got a big year again. He's got a lot of potential, and he hasn't got those signature events, so I think you're going to see him play a lot. And I mean, he could very easily end up in the top 10 of betting in a lot of events that are non-signatures. Some of those alternative field events, he'll be pretty decent.
The Scandinavians are taking over in 2024. Mark it down.
Yeah, for sure.
I just wanted to show off because I made that American joke. I just wanted to know that I wanted you guys to know that I've heard of a place called Scandinavia.
Yeah, that was impressive. Yeah, well done.
I jotted it down here on my notepad to make sure to incorporate that at some point. So I'm proud of myself for getting that in.
Which countries are part of Scandinavia, James?
I believe that would be Norway, Sweden. I always want to say Finland, but it's not. So it's Norway, Sweden. I believe, is it Denmark? That one that comes up from the Baltic there. And is it just those 3? I think it's just Norway, Sweden, and is there? It's not Norway, Sweden. It's not Finland. That's like part of Russia. Is it Finland? I used to think it was Finland, and then somebody got all sideways with me one time and said it's not Finland. So I don't know.
I could be wrong. No one should be
I'm Googling it on the side now.
Yeah.
This is just a matter of national pride now. Countries in Scandinavia. I don't know how to spell Scandinavia. I think. So according to Google, it would be Finland. But they're also putting the Faroe Islands in the. Okay, we're off the.
And David, I would say Jason Day is who I was debating my Kitayama pick with.
Oh, nice. Well, I feel like I got steal then.
I mean, Jason.
Look, I'm thrilled that my 4 guys there, Hovland, Clark, Bradley, Day, are all in the signature events. So at least I've got a viable roster for the signature events now, guaranteed.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Jason Duffner kind of a year out of Jason Day this year. I think it's looking mighty glum. You know, the guy's rocking Ian Poulter shoes now, and just he's off the deep end.
He kind of has the same build as Jason Duffner now. I remember when Jason Day used to be stacked.
I know. He looked so like, and that photo on Twitter was like, he was like this, like have you against the wall, like.
Have you ever seen Jason Day lining up a putt and not thought, is that JJ Spawn? Like, have you ever seen that? Like, those two guys from a distance when they're lining up a putt, they're the same human being to me.
Well, I've got them both on my team now, so I'll be confused.
You're gonna be confused as hell.
In my team each week. But yeah, that photo of Jason Day was wild. I've never seen Jason Day look less like Jason Day in his life.
You know what?
It's because someone else looked the same as him on a tee box one time. So now he's gone and made these horrific life decisions.
He's going to change it.
And off
change it up. Dietrich's an interesting one for me. What do you guys think of Dietrich going the start of the fifth?
I like him.
If I had that guy's roster, I'd be taking Dietrich there. I think he's got enough nice solid players that mixing in a high upside guy like Dietrich it goes really well with that roster, in my opinion.
I was just going to say, if you like not having guys finish inside the top 20, draft Justin Dietrich, like Thomas Dietrich.
Yeah, but he makes 27 birdies. It's just those 24 bogeys we got to work on.
And there'll be a moment on Saturday where he could be like, holy shit, maybe this is the week he does win. And even if he does go off at 24-1, there's a moment on the weekend where he's like 5-1 live because he's actually might be doing it, but he never does.
No,
I mean for sure. I agree. I mean he's gonna roll out top 5s, top 10s. I don't think he'll win because I'm at such a point with Dietrich. I think it's the Hatton effect that me and ModelManiac have talked about constantly of always in contention, and just I've got no faith in his ability to actually get across the line. But that kind of doesn't matter, right? If he finishes top 5 in a bunch of events and makes a bunch of birdies, that could be sufficient in the scoring.
There's a lot of ifs in Dietrich's profile.
James, have you got some names coming up here that you're hoping don't go?
I'm doing this very delicate balance right now of when's the appropriate time to punt. I have my live punt just like everybody does, right? And I really don't want to miss out on him. And I'm like, well, I already got 4 dudes that are going to be playing a lot. I think it might be time to reach. But then I'm like, I think I could also get this guy in 2 rounds. So I'm really sitting here having this debate. But I think that I'd just be too scared to miss out on this guy. He's definitely winning a major this year, I think. I hope he's even playing in it. Maybe I'll be that first idiot to make the mistake.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm a Bryson whore. You need to know that about me up front. I've accepted it. You need to accept it.
Well, I'm next.
Okay.
How many guys are we rostering? Is it 6?
10. I thought it was 10.
But per start?
4.
All right, 4.
4? Oh, okay.
That's why I got my 4 guys that'll be playing a lot. Okay. Now it's punt city the rest of the way.
Now it's all best ball mania, huh?
See, look what I started. Shambo, now Brooks is going. Now they're going to start falling. Everybody's going to start getting the FOMO of missing out on their favorite live guy.
I mean, that was going to be my question for you. I was just kind of waiting for Brooks to go off the board. Is why would you go Bryson over Brooks when for me, Brooks is...
Okay. First of all, let me preface this by saying I love Brooks. I love what he's done over the last few years. He's been probably the most dominant player since I've been playing PGA DFS. But the dude's washed. I'm sorry. He's not I would make a very large bet with anybody that Bryson wins more majors from this date moving forward than Brooks does.
Wow, that's a huge call.
He's a good 5 or 6 years younger. It's just an age thing. Brooks's body's breaking down. I think the guy's a champion. I love him. I think he's been great for golf. I love how he thinks he's too cool for school. I love everything about him. But the dude's washed. That knee, you just don't bounce back from that in your mid-30s.
Yeah, I mean, look, injuries are of course always a big question mark. ModelManiac going with the Kiwi, Ryan Fox breaking my heart there. And he's coming back with the turnaround.
It was just hard to TP.
I love Ryan Fox.
It took Schenk. Very disappointed in that. I had those 2 guys lined up, and that's no dice now.
Schenk and Scott?
Schenk and Fox. But now
Fox.
Maybe I'll just go with this guy and just see what the hell happens to his game as the year goes along. But
Oh, yeah, not bad.
I don't know. Questionable at best.
Well,
But I got some seriously good guys early on for some non-signatures. I mean, Fox and Højgaard they can rival JT and Fienberg's non-signature gang.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some tournaments I would take Ryan Fox over JT heads up, especially this last year.
Yeah. That was a bold pick there, Geoff.
yep.
I like it. I think JT rebounds this year. I think he's got a very good chance to rebound.
I don't know where might he have gone if I didn't pick him. I'm not really sure. Would you like?
Would you have taken him, ModelManiac? You wouldn't
no.
have taken him there? Okay.
No.
Then yeah, he probably would have got back to him. Moment of truth for Geoff.
We're at the Andrew Putnam stage of the draft.
Oh shoot, it's me. I'm ready.
Yeah, big pick. You still haven't taken your punt yet. Oh, Taylor Moore.
Can I try something with the
Edmond,
cameras?
Oklahoma? Edmond, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go. Oh wow, that guy
think
just
that
had
might
Taylor
be-
Montgomery queued up.
A couple Taylors.
All right. I think this is the point of the draft where I just start taking all my guilty pleasures. Just guys that like I clearly have a problem with, and I want to sink their careers by playing them every week. So I'm going to take old Aaron Pumpernickel. Let's go.
Ooh.
Oh, two glove Aaron.
Yeah, you know, anytime it rains, he has a huge edge on the field. That's the little things that I bring to the table that others aren't thinking about.
Yeah, massive advantage in wet weather.
You guys are
sure.
casuals. I'm thinking of every angle here.
And I mean, it's not just rain. It can be at the FedEx.
Someone
St. Jude
called
where
that
Lucas
in the
Glover's,
chat.
like, just dissolving hole by hole. And,
BMAC knows me well.
you know,
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, I need him just because my big ass gets sweating too much, especially walking up hills and stuff like that. So I would need him just to keep the perspiration off.
yeah.
Byron, you're actually good at golf. Does wearing two gloves have any edge at all? Is there anything to it?
No. I mean, it's just to, like, keep your hands ready. You know, if you...
Yeah.
you
I
don't want
played some
callus-
golf in 40-degree weather this week, and I was wearing two gloves, but they were like warm gloves. You know what I mean? They were like those. So like actually, for whatever reason, wearing those gloves, I could spin a wedge for the first time in my life. So I don't know what that's about, but I think even in the middle of summer, I'm gonna have to start wearing big, heavy Under Armour gloves just so I can spin a wedge because that was fun.
You probably.
I
cast
would
it.
almost think it goes the other direction with two gloves. I mean, for me, I want the feel in my right hand. I want to be able to get that touch around the greens, for example. And yeah, I don't feel that I get that same connection with the club with the two gloves.
David, I don't want you to take this personally, but you look like a really good golfer. So I think that what
I
you're
look
saying
like a
doesn't-
really good golfer.
You might be
My
a really
golf-
good golfer, but I'm a terrible golfer. I shoot an 83. I'm out there like club spinning like Tiger Woods. You know what I mean? And that's from like the white tees, right? That's from like the wiener tees, and I'm still club spinning.
My golf analysis is much better than my golf game. I'll give you that. We are in the middle of the sixth round. I'm going to change it up a little bit because I've just seen a very special guest pop into the back room to give us an overview, grill our picks thus far. It's the one and only CM Jard.
What's
into
up,
the draft.
everybody?
Yeah.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New
How are
Year,
you, mate?
everyone. What a cast. This is amazing. Honestly, I wish I could have been a part of this. Scheduling issues wasn't able to, but I had to jump in. First of all, Degen, I'm unpleasantly surprised. We're talking about Scandinavian countries, and you're a former, history teacher?
I got them all. What are we talking about? I nailed them.
Bro,
I'm an
you said-
American. That's like 1 in 1,000 that could name those.
well, that's fair, but Finland is not a part of Russia. I mean, you
No. Like it was part of. It's not part. It's like part of the Soviet bloc, right? That was part of like the Soviet bloc they put up. So it did. Scandinavia is more of a cultural area than it is an actual geographical area, right? Like they share a lot of the same cultural boundaries. And Finland was behind the Eastern Bloc when a lot of the Scandinavian cultural values were being developed in the 50s through the 90s, right? So that's why Finland a lot of times doesn't get counted in Scandinavian.
very.
I mean, like,
literally
I
well.
only like to play an idiot on YouTube. I still know the stuff. All right. Don't come on here being all handsome and dapper, making me look stupid, too.
That answer is very good, but also completely unacceptable. So we
Okay.
will listen. You beat me in any quiz show, but I had to call you out for that. Everybody, thanks. This is awesome that you're all on this. And by the way, I think, James, you urging everybody to like pick up the pace, because I was watching and I'm like, hey guys, like, have you ever produced a show before? Like, we can't take 90 seconds per pick. Now it's going at a pretty great, swift pace. I love it.
Hey, the stick's always better than the carrot, right? Just give them a little boost, get them going in the right direction. People catch on. That's what we're all about.
I love it. Absolutely.
I think for me though, like those first 4 rounds, there's always so much pressure, right? Like you don't want to screw up your first 4 picks. Like now you're at kind of the stage where it's like, okay, I can take some gambles. I can take someone like Victor Perez.
I almost took Cootie.
And Cootie's gone. Justin Rose, who plays for South Africa, apparently has also gone.
He grew up in South Africa. Fun fact.
Sia, do you approve of the rest of the draft? I just go with Team Chubby guys. Is that like a viable strategy? Just kind of like, I could be their captain, and I'm just going Chubby guys the rest of the way home.
I don't hate it. We've seen a couple of Chubby guys be really good on the tour the last couple of years.
Hey man, I'm pretty bummed I didn't get Lowry. Maybe Bryson will get back into the protein shakes and stuff and get Chubby again. And I could really have the all Chubby team here.
I mean, this is after all called the Big Fat season-long fantasy.
Oh my God, the guy just took Tom Hoagie. That was my next Chubby guy. Unbelievable.
Still got a crack at Cooch still.
David, who was your first overall pick?
Hoffman.
Oh, okay, that'll work. And Geoff, how about you? Who was your first overall?
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Is it Justin Thomas? It's embarrassing, he says. Well, I'm trying to think of who you'd take over Justin Thomas. It's not like there were a ton of options. You had a pretty tough pick.
I didn't like the pick. I don't know. Maybe I buckled in the moment, but that's where I went. I'm playing that it was the outlier and that he's just going to be typical Justin this year. But who knows? I got burned last year. I'll probably get burned again. And
Byron, who did you go with first round?
I went with Tony. I'm predicting a good year for Tony this year.
So okay, fair enough. I was in one of these last year with the one Pat Mayo did, and I think I had the 9th overall pick. And once you got to like 8 or 9, it was not smooth sailing. Like there are good picks in this, and there are bad picks in this. And if you're not in the top 4, you pretty much have a bad pick. Not that I'm looking at the top 4 right now, but I assume that's kind of the way it fell.
Yeah, the guy that set up this draft miraculously got a top 3 pick.
Amazing.
Unbelievable, the luck.
And Geoff was just saying, like,
4th. Interesting. Okay.
You want, if you're not going to get like 4, you probably want 7, because you can take anyone pretty solid there. And then Geoff finds out he's 9 and then goes with JT. And it's just like his whole confidence, just like you could see it just steaming out of the screen.
Geoff, did you want Aberg, Ober, however we're calling him, or Cantlay to fall? Were you waiting for one?
Yeah, of course. It clearly seemed like that. Like the 7th pick seemed like a really strong pick, and then I was sort of in a pretzel where I was, and even I wasn't ready for it, and I probably would have taken like Hatton. So I don't even know that would have been a good pick at 8 also. So. Yeah,
I can't stand Justin Thomas in terms of like betting on him, but I think I would have taken Justin Thomas there as well. Honestly,
you're making me feel better because I asked all these guys and they are like, nope, definitely wouldn't have.
I would have taken him at 10. I would have taken him at 10 in the 3rd round. I will give you that.
I love that.
I like the JT pick, and I guess I don't know if you saw the start of the draft here, but for me, it becomes this balance, right, between getting guys who are playing in signature events, but then also guys who are playing in non-signature events. And in a lot of those, JT is going to be in the top 5 of betting like every single week in the non-signature events. He's going to play a ton this year because he's desperate to get back into the signature events. He wants to be in the FedEx Cup, obviously, at the end of the season. So I kind of like the play. I mean, he's obviously high risk. We know that, but we also know the talent he's got. I mean, he's a major championship, for God's sake.
I love these last 3 picks, by the way. For the record, at the Sentry, and I know you're doing a show, David. I'm not going to be able to join it right after this one, but I know you have our normal heavy hitters on that show. But Lee Hodges is a guy I'm going to play for the Sentry quite a bit. I'm a Lee Hodges guy.
I just realized
you do love a lot Lee Hodges. And speaking of.
Hey, Sia, what's the word on Dustin Johnson these days? Still just a big old tall, sexy glass of water, right? Going to be playing? Stole that from Geoff, by the way.
I don't see why not.
All right, I'm taking him. We're double punting. He doesn't go with my chubby thing, but I don't care. I love the man. Love the
Preston
man.
and DJ. All right.
Hey, I already got my 4 guys I'm starting every week. And I got these 4 fat guys queued up for my last few picks down here, so we're going to finish strong.
What round is this? 7 or 8?
This is 7.
This is the back of the 7th now.
I love this. Or Sam Ryder, love it. Alex Noren, love it.
Oh,
Patrick Rogers. That's your favorite guy, D-Gen.
Him and Rory. Build a statue of him, put him in my living room.
Hardy. That's interesting.
It's interesting, DG, and you've obviously doubled up on the live golfers there, which are who are only going to be playing in the majors, and then Titanic Gambler there's doubled up with 2 pretty risky back-to-back picks, Taylor Montgomery and Aaron Wise. Obviously, Aaron Wise had the mental health issues, and we hope he's on his way to a speedy recovery. And Taylor Montgomery kind of fell off an absolute cliff towards the end of the season, but he started as like the front runner for Rookie of the Year. So 2 pretty like high upside players, but big risk that comes with both of them.
I don't want to brag, but I came into this with a pretty big strategy of not having a strategy, and I feel like that's really playing out pretty well so far. So,
by the way, David, you're being very generous to Taylor Montgomery because it wasn't the end of the season where he fell off. He basically had like 5 good tournaments in a row, and then I can't even think of in any sport. I can't even think of somebody who was like really good for a hot second and then like completely fell off the cliff.
See, I don't think he lived past wild card weekend.
he didn't.
Right.
I mean it. Because I have it. We don't need to break it down, but there's a Saturday night on Wild Card Weekend last year that is like stuck in my memory. But me and my boys were like fawning over Taylor Montgomery and whatever tournament it was that weekend, and like making like baby DJ like insane. Like, look at this guy, he drives it, he putts it, like holy shit. And then by the end of, I swear, he did not do anything after NFL season, not a single thing,
Nothing. He was not.
It might have been an exaggeration. Geoff, you're drafting, by the way.
shit.
Yeah,
for
me, that might have been an exaggeration. Looking at his results in April, the Zurich Classic 19th, it kind of fell off from May onwards. Although 4 season, I mean, he had 16th at the Zozo and 8th at the RSM. So maybe
that's true.
We had that. I had a meet up with a bunch of my people at the Dell match play, and he was actually tied with Mackenzie Hughes, so they had to go to a playoff over there on the 10th hole, and we knew about the playoff was coming, so we went over there, and we literally were the only people on the hole watching this playoff to make the Sweet 16, and Hughes just bombs it down the hill. I mean, it must have flew 325, rolled out to 375. He's got nothing left but 75 yards of the hole. Now Taylor Montgomery steps up, and we're waiting on his drive, and we're like, we see him swing, and we never see the ball. And then, like, in the distance, we hear a crack, and he, like, hit the tree, like, 200 yards back into the fairway, and he had, like, 250 coming in for his second, and I realized that guy's broken. He hit his 3-wood off the tee right into it. There was not a tree on that entire hole except the one that he put it right in the middle of. And I was like, this man is broken.
Dude,
There
he's
was
the
not
worst
a more. Go ahead.
island par 3 golfer on tour because he absolutely melted down at the Amex, and then I think he took a 10 at the Players, and I think that's what kind of just it was over after that. Like, he lost too many balls.
Yeah, maybe he's making a comeback though, David. You mentioned the fall swing. He had a couple decent finishes, which is saying a lot considering where he was finishing pretty much every other part of the season other than the beginning.
And I know that one that you're talking about. So yeah, he picked up 11 strokes putting in that tournament. Sustainable. And by the way, if you didn't see that thing that Rick put out, Rick Run Good, it was like who made the most 8-foot putts last year, and it was like Taylor Montgomery for a mile. And I made the point that was awesome, but it was unfortunate they were always for bogey.
Huh. Yeah, it's
That's
true.
right. He was by far my most profitable bet against in the matchup market for the entire year because he started off so hot. His numbers were never that bad until you got late into the season.
Yeah.
Definitely a high risk play. I mean, I think he's got upside though. I do think he can go out and turn it around. But I mean, it's a risk, right? But what would you do in the 6th round? Would you rather have like Lucas Glover or Taylor Montgomery?
Lucas Glover.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen this.
I mean,
Lucas
but
Glover's
Lucas
about to
Glover
go through a Webb Simpson run. These guys who,
Is he?
like find these magical cheater putters, it can flip your game around, Like Lucas Glover, I've always been a hater, but that guy, he found something out. And I think he's going to have like not quite as good of a 2-year run as Webb had, but I think he's going to have like a Webb Simpson light run that Webb went on for like that 2 to 3 year range. What was that, like 18 to 20 range? And Lucas Glover, cheater putter, he's always been a ball striker. I'm in.
I feel like Lucas Glover, though, right? Like in all of those he's in all of the signature events, and I feel like in those 8 signature events, if he's in your team, you're kind of going to have to play him. And I don't know if I love the fact that I'm going to have to play Lucas Glover in every single signature event for the whole season. Like, I mean, that would just grind my gears. Like, nothing else.
But you would feel better about having Taylor Montgomery in there?
Yeah, because he's not in the signature events.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you.
You know what I mean? Like, so he's going to be playing more often. And then in the signature events, I've got, Jason Day and Keegan Bradley and Wyndham Clark and Victor Hovland. So I roll them out.
James, just to be clear, you're saying cheater putter, right? Not cheetah putter.
Cheater. Yeah, it's touching his chest. He's fucking, or excuse me, I don't know if I can cuss on here. He's cheating.
I think you can. But I just wanted to be clear because I feel like people are going to run to Google and be like, I got to check out this new cheetah putter. It sounds awesome.
He's a cheater. I'm in Oklahoma. We don't really enunciate particularly well. We just slur our words together and put a twang on it.
Seamus.
I mean, see, we'll know this regularly on the PGA Draftcast. I end up taking Lucas Herbert. For me, he's one of the best win players in the world. Elite driver of the golf ball, extremely long, but amazing putter as well. And I kind of like the upside that I get with him there in the 8th round. Lucas Herbert's won some big time events. Dubai Desert Classic comes to mind, which is against guys like Rory McIlroy and the best of the DP World Tour. He can mix it with the best, and he's showing that. He was in contention for a hot second in that PGA Championship with which JT eventually won down at Southern Hills, and I think he's got a lot of upside. He's one to watch.
Jeff taking Ben Coles, pretty good pick. I don't know too many people on Ben Coles, but that's a pretty fire pick in the 8th round. Sincerely, I like that one a lot.
Mm-hmm. The options were very limited, I assure you.
He was on my radar.
It was him or Seamus who just went. I feel like whoever's picking second overall has all the guys that I was deciding between and getting like 7 picks of value from where I was just about to take them. So good for him.
Hey, Byron, I like the Hubbard pick in the 8th round, by the way.
Yeah, I think he's also, non-signature event guy. I think he'll be just fine. Makes lots of birdies. Good on, player.
Bjork. Insta-call.
Ooh, good one, Dave. I forgot about him.
Wait, who the hell is that?
Straka wasn't gone yet?
No, I took Sepp. That's another Straka.
This happened in the last draft I did as well. It's
got like a little brother or something?
We did with Stallings.
There's Scott Stallings and there's Steven Stallings or something like that.
Yeah.
So wait, who is this Straka? Has he got like a little brother or cousin?
Sam
Straka.
I don't even know who that
is. There seriously a Sam Straka? Why don't I know that? Is that really
American? He's an American guy.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
Sam Straka. Still in college? He's not on the tour, right? I feel like I would know this.
Yeah, this seems very strange. I feel very out of touch that I don't know who Sam Straka is.
I'm surprised because we know Cian Najad loves brothers on the PGA Tour. For example, Brandon weren't Dylan would.
Every time
was a fun first cut mistake.
Byron, when you see a South African get drafted, do you get excited?
No.
To like some national pride?
It's like outside of Van Rooyen right now, we really don't have anybody doing anything good. Like
Higo's sneaky though.
You think I'm gonna stand for Garrick Higo slander?
Buddy?
Watch it. Garrick Higo is a saint. That man is a saint.
Louis
I think I'm just going to keep rocking with my Cowboys. Go Pokes. Go Pokes.
Ooh, I like it.
Echoed.
He kind of fell off.
I really like that.
He did, but it's the 9th round, man. I like him a lot better than some of these other motherfathers I've seen getting drafted.
100%. I hear that.
Call that even for my Dustin Johnson pick.
Oh. I was gonna go Matt.
Who
Kuchar.
took Kuchar? I was gonna
take him too.
I had that chubby dude. Have you? Man, he really got went full into dad bod. Good for him.
He did.
Did we already cover the Jason Day dad bod thing? Has that already been covered?
Yeah, we call him Jason.
Yeah, when I took him,
we did that.
And then
Oh my god.
Degenerate pointed out that Jason Day now looks like JJ Spawn putting, and neither of them, and I've got both of them on my team, so I don't know how I'm going to decide my roster every single
It's
week.
going to be tough.
He does look like JJ Spawn.
They do. When they're standing over a putt, I swear to God, they're twins.
I'm gonna do something maybe pretty ridiculous with my last pick here, but that's for shits and giggles.
Hank
Other than
Leviola.
taking
Are
this
you, are you
one.
sure, Jeff? Or am I
That's
gonna
what
vote
last.
for you?
That's what last rounds are for. Being ridiculous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, whoa! Someone just took Phil.
What?
Yep, I knew you were gonna take him.
Wow,
Byron,
that's
tell us
ridiculous too. Okay, well, I'll add to the fun right now, boys.
Ooh,
Wait, what's that now? Wow. Okay.
he's a.
That guy just
DP
took
World
Matt
Tour guy.
Wallace.
I love Wallace. I like him this week too.
I had him queued up. That's who I was taking. You know what? I'm gonna just to show that I came in here with no strategy and I only make picks with my heart. I want to believe this guy's gonna come back. I'm taking Webb Simpson.
Wow.
Hey, he's good for 2 tournaments a year. I don't want to hear any crap.
I like it. No, I don't like it actually. I'm just
Stop.
saying.
What the
Stop.
only 2 he's gonna play in?
What? Hey, you know what happened with my team, right? I got through the first 4 rounds. I'm like, this team is way too international. I live in America, and then I decided to only take Americans after that. That was my strategy.
Geoff Fienberg. Y'all got to pay attention to this chat. Geoff Fienberg is legit funny because he jumps in on some of the other shows I'm on. He says Lucas Glover has to play well, otherwise his wife will beat
Yeah,
him.
I mean, he
And that's
ain't
like
wrong.
actually like not funny, as it turns out.
It is funny because it's true.
Right.
I think he got it. I hope he got away from her. I don't even really know the story. Maybe that's why he became a good putter all of a sudden. He wasn't terrified of getting the shit beat out of him if he missed a putt.
I think
Did she
they
hit him
stay
with the
together.
broomstick and he was like, you know what? That actually
That's
felt
it.
kind of good.
That motion, that was it right there. Smooth putter. That's good. That's good stuff. Ekro,
Doug
welcome to
Craig
the team.
says,
B-Mac, thank you for cheering me on, bro.
Doug Craig says he likes the cross pollination. And that could be taken a couple different ways. He means all of us being on the same show together.
What else could that mean? See, I don't know where
Don't
you're
worry
heading
about
with that. Okay. I'm not sure what direction you were taking that. By the way, you're doing really nice on that new show. You guys are good. I'm enjoying watching you guys.
Oh, thank
Very
you very
good.
much. You want to come on?
I mean, no, you guys are too polished and good looking. I don't want to be the sideshow guy you bring on. Like I like the bearded fat chick from the circus that you bring out. That's not what I want to be. You guys get on there, you're polished, you know how to say words, you know how to look handsome. I don't got time to do that.
We know where Finland is.
Yeah,
No, I get it.
exactly. You're refined, you're cultured. It's too much for me. It's too much. I'll clam up. But you are doing nice. It's fun. I make a point to try to get in there and watch.
I appreciate that, man. It's fun. It's good. It's good.
I like that little bit that you sent me that you guys were doing for like your New Year's resolution. That was good.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, check that out if you haven't already on Twitter. That's good stuff.
You know, it always amazes me sometimes when you watch those commercials and you see those athletes and you're like, wow, this guy's like legitimately funny, right? Like Tom Brady's doing the commercial circuit right now. Not great, right? But like Peyton Manning and even like Travis Kelce, surprisingly decent at being funny.
Yeah.
And like you can kind of just see it. Like when people do those little skits, you kind of see if people have like a natural inclination to be funny or if they're just like slappies and they're just getting paid a bunch of money to do something.
Are you saying I'm funny, or does this have nothing to do with me?
No, you're pretty polished, and you guys doing that show that you have like a sense of humor. Like it didn't feel like, oh, our producers are making us do this. Let's make these 2 unfunny people pretend to be funny, right? Kind of like they do with Mahomes and stuff and Tom Brady. It's like these guys aren't funny. Quit trying to make them funny. They're world-class athletes, but they're not funny. So let's not have them be funny or pretend to be.
Love it. Love it. Davis Riley, love that too. Love that pick.
I had Davis.
Yeah, I
Riley.
think
I honestly cut him
again-
because he wasn't fat enough.
Thunder Bear.
he's got a lot of upside, right? I mean, we know what he can do with his ball striking. The approach play is good. Very, very close to making it season.
Here's the last
Get around,
pick.
we get around to the course at the end of the draft. Here we go.
Who was
Did
the
that
last
under an
pick?
hour.
Yeah.
Did you time
Yeah.
that perfectly?
Wow.
Yeah, I think
Oh, Rasmus
we did.
Højgaard. That was the last pick. Good pick.
Yeah, we got yelled at.
Can I
from the
just say
chat.
real quick? I'm a little surprised Davis Thompson didn't get drafted. I saw him on the board there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
in my.
such-
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take
He's
him.
close.
I want an 11th
I
round pick.
think the thing is that a lot of these guys, right? Like you're gonna have to have maybe 1 to 2 guys that you're comfortable dropping and bringing in every week. I think the free agent like waiver board is going to be really active because you want to have your 4 starters every week as much as possible. So there's going to be some guys chopping and changing. And so
where do I go do that right now? Can I go switch out Dustin for Davis Thompson real quick?
If you wanted to.
Yep. You go claim off the
go find a league page, rank players, transactions, trade block, pending history, waiver wire order. Man, I'm 5th. Dang it.
I think Sam Straka is going to be definitely ditched.
Sam Straka might go.
From our guy there.
Sia, with your expert eye, can you take a look at these teams here and maybe give me, say, your top 3 teams? I don't need them in order, but your top 3 teams that you think win in this draft.
So I'm going left to right. I really like Pickett's picks. You know, again, I'm looking at these really fast because this is literally the first time I'm looking at them. I like his. And I'm thinking in like a top 3 context, so I'm not trying to like diss anybody. But by the way, I don't know that I'm the authority on this right now with all my eyes on NFL. But Dave, your team, I do like. I don't know if it's top 3 potential for me, but again, you're a better judge than I am there. Not loving RMO's team, not hating it, not loving it. Let's see, John Rahm. Let's see, David's team, Dave Glock. I think is solid. Again, right now it's Pickett's picks that I like the best. I'm going to James's team now, and I like it. I think that's got top 3 potential. Now I'm looking at Fienberg's.
The teams get ugly quick. The problem with my team is it starts ugly. So I got a real problem.
And now I'm looking at Byron's. Yeah, you know, I think my 2 favorite are probably Pickett's picks and maybe James's. I think it's Pickett's picks is my favorite.
I'll have that PayPal money over to you tonight.
Thank you. I could use it. Yeah, I like Pickett's picks the best.
Yeah, it's a solid team. I think Degen's definitely got a solid team there. My critique would still be that you've got Bryson and Dustin who are basically going to play. They're both only going to play 4 tournaments and that's it. So I don't know if I'd have them.
Unless I have inside information and I haven't told you guys. Maybe I know some things. I'm pretty plugged in to the golf scene. Maybe I know a couple things y'all don't know. Did you ever think about that?
He's been on the phone with Greg. You know, Norman, of course.
I didn't even know who the other Straka was. So you know I'm lying through my teeth.
Me neither.
And Sia, give me one pick who you were surprised when they went in the draft, other than Justin Thomas.
All right, I got to buy time here because I'm scanning the board here.
While you're doing that, Billy Horschel in the late round was amazing. I think that was high upside for the late round.
I thought about him as well. Billy Horschel, Kevin Kisner. You know, Kevin Kisner's just dreadful 2023, but again, he's had upside in previous seasons. He might be someone who like has a resurgence this year and could go off the waivers at some point.
I think my answer would be I don't mind the pick, but Hostler in the 3rd round was interesting to me. I'm trying to think if there's somebody I would have taken ahead of him. Probably a couple of guys like Steven Yeager. I thought the value on Steven Yeager was pretty good, even though he doesn't like win a ton. I still think that's pretty good value there in the 4th round. There's plenty of upside in my opinion.
Makes a lot of birdies. Can confirm.
For sure.
Well, gents, that does it. I look forward to seeing you in the message boards, in the free agency, in the draft, in the waiver wires. I look forward to some trades throughout the season as well. You know, we can work something out. Just call me. We'll make some moves happen. But what a lineup. I mean, this was awesome. This was so much fun having just absolute VIPs in the industry here to draft with, to chat through picks, to talk some banter, and a great fun way to start the new season because it all begins again this week with the Sentry. Straight after this on this channel, 9:30 Eastern time. So in about 25 minutes, we're going to be going live with the PGA Draftcast. We do a DFS draft, kind of similar to this, but just for the Sentry. So we'll be doing that very soon. But guys, just wanted to sign you out and say a massive thank you for jumping on here. I'm going to go through each of you. Just tell me top 3 things going on in your life this year that we need to keep an eye out on for you this year. We'll go to you, Geoff.
I just started. Pat and I did our show again, going into year 10, which is pretty wild. And I do my picks with Oddschecker. That's about it. So videos with Oddschecker and my show with Pat Mayo.
In the big time, 10 years, man. That's awesome. Congrats. And
Amazing.
Yeah, always love seeing you on those shows. Degen, talk me through what's coming up this year for you.
I think we got to lead with spinning those wedges. That's kind of big for what's going on this year. Also, probably going to have Sia come on and do some shows with me for the majors. We did some Sunday sweats last year, and then more than anything, just come check out my Wednesday night stream, 7:00. I can assure you it's not like any other shows in PGA DFS. So if you want to see something a little bit different, feel free to go check it out. I won't promise you'll like it, but I'll promise you it's different.
It is definitely different, and it's a lot of fun. I love watching that show, and I'm a avid watcher. It's very, very fun, and always enjoy the stream. And Byron, ModelManiac, what's the top things coming out for you this year?
Yeah, top thing was already being on the show with these VIPs. That was a great little feather in my cap. And no, tons of RotoBaller stuff. Me and Spencer starting the RotoBaller PGA show, which I think is going to be a big hit, and we're really looking forward to seeing how that does. And I'm actually in the Tour Junkies Discord, kind of just doing some fun stuff with them nowadays as well, kind of brushing shoulders over in that wild west of a Discord over there. So lots of fun so far.
Shocking that the Tour Junkies would have a wild Discord. Just shocking.
Oh my god, dude!
I can only imagine.
It's great, man. So yeah, but those was lots of fun, lots of fun, boys. Thank you.
It was lots of fun. Massive shout out to all of you. Byron obviously trying to grease the wheel, saying that they've been on here was his. He's obviously trying to angle for a trade already before the stream ends by greasing those wheels nice and early. But thanks so much again, and thank you to you, the viewers. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we'll see you in 20 minutes for this entry.